I really wish I wouldn't have to be making this video right now. Could have been doing other things. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Not really a video that I would want to be making right now, but it has been brought to not only my attention, but the whole creative community's attention as a whole. Pretty much over the last 48 hours, all over Instagram and all over Twitter, for the people that I do follow in the photography modeling world, there's this guy. His name is BANADAMCHIN. He goes by the BANADAMCHIN on Twitter and Instagram. And a video surfaced of this girl going through her text messages, and these text messages were between her and Adam. Seems normal at first, right? Photographer talking to a model, blah 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 blah. But that's pretty much where the similarities end, in terms of just a photographer talking with a model. Essentially, Adam was hitting on this girl, calling her babe, saying, hey, we should hang out, blah, 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 blah. And he was telling her a bunch of stuff about how he can make her famous, make her go viral, make her go big with all the connections that he has. He started just using his quote-unquote platform and his presence online as a means of trying to sleep with women, which is just, it's disgusting. It's completely disgusting. Here's even a screenshot from that video that I was talking about. He was saying that how he had this other girl on autopilot, blah 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 blah, and the model asks him, so why does it have to be something special with me? Basically, he was talking about how he has a crush on her, and how she's like down, but she has no form of paying him. Now, 99% of photographers would be like, all right, that's fine, like, until you have funds, just save up and then we can shoot whenever you're ready. No, he doesn't do that at all. Instead, he goes the predatory route and says, hey, I can take BJ as payments. Like, come on, that's disgusting, man. Really, like, you're gonna take advantage of this girl that wants to get into modeling, and you're giving her all these promises, and you're saying the only way for her to make payment is to give you a BJ? Really? And then you're gonna say, oh, just kidding? Come on, that's just not right. That's not right at all. The worst part about this whole situation is that this isn't the first time that Adam has done something like this. When I was first getting into photography and hearing about these horror stories of these photographers taking advantage of models, he was actually one of the names that popped up, and this was a few years ago. And what really sucks most about this situation is that it's 2019 and he's still around. Granted that his name's getting tossed all over the place right now, and everyone is coming out, which I'm really happy that people are actually doing that. But no, he's been around and he's been known to do this. He stepped away for a little bit and he's back doing the same damn thing again and trying to exploit his online presence with his however many followers that he has. He's dropping in numbers right now. He's using that to exploit the system, essentially, getting behind a camera just to look at girls naked, which is just, come on, man. There's other websites for it. Like, there's absolutely no reason to take advantage of these girls that might have a passion or might be interested in modeling, and you're taking that feeling of confidence away from them, of security, of all kinds of things, and you're just throwing that down the drain just for your own benefit. Like, that's fucking selfish as shit, man. And if I were to look at you in the face right now, I would probably hit the shit out of you, just because of how disrespectful you are to absolutely everyone in this community. It's just a huge disgrace that you even think that this is right. It's not. It's really not. It's far from right. What I think is one of the worst things about this whole BANADAMCHIN thing is many of these models were kind of scared to come out because they didn't want to get blacklisted. It's hard for someone that has such a small following to be heard when there's hundreds of thousands of people out there. With Adam, and his presence online, like I said before, is 25,000 followers or whatever. That's a pretty big number to most people. That's a small stadium. Someone that's trying to get into modeling and they have a bad experience with him. He tries to manipulate the girls to sending him nudes or giving him other forms of payment or going on dates with them, even though Adam had a girlfriend, multiple different girlfriends that he's had, and he's been using these models as pretty much his own like playground to see who he can sleep with and who he can play with and who he can get photos from. It's just not a good situation. And him claiming that he has all these connections, him saying that he works for Canon, that he's a sponsor from Canon, and that he can get them into high fashion, he can get all these different places through all of his connections. He's just a piece of shit. He's irrelevant, and I'm sorry to anyone out there that had to deal with him. You know, personally, if he was in Florida, me and all my Florida friends would have gone and completely destroyed him. Like, he wouldn't exist here in Florida. Adam Chin is just a sick-minded person. That's all I can really say about it. And for him to think that in 2019 that he can get away with this, you're an idiot, man. You didn't see the whole thing that happened with Hollywood? Everything that happened then? We're in 2019, times are different. And I'm not saying back then that was right at all. It was never right to begin with. There's a reason why all these people are starting to come out now and talk about all of these shitty things that these actors and these people high up the chain did to them. And there's a reason why they're being put away. And there's a reason why you should be put away, Adam. There's a reason why you should not exist in this community at all. Because you're disgusting. You're a piece of trash. And I wish I could say this to your face right now, because there's just no excuse for what you've done. And there's no reason to justify. You can't say just kidding. Haha, just kidding. Just a joke. Oh, I'm just playing around. No. You can't do that. You cannot do that and expect to get away with it. I'm glad people are slandering you right now. I'm glad there's an Instagram called BANADAMCHIN. I really hope you get removed off of any social media platform, and I hope you never touch a camera again. Now, rather me just continue ranting on about my feelings and my thoughts, I do have some screenshots through some of the stories that I've seen over the last 48 hours, like I said before. And this one used to be a friend of Adam's. And what's really sad is that Adam manipulated his own friends for his own benefit. Here it is. Some things are popping back up, so I feel the need to say this. Adam Chin will always be a massive scumbag. He's a manipulator and a master liar, and has been for years. There were many people, myself included, who were blinded by his friendship. But trust me when I say that behind closed doors, he's one of the most evil and disgusting human beings I've ever met in my life. I've both witnessed and experienced all of these things firsthand. He has always been a predator, and his photography career has aided in this. He's been emotionally and verbally abusive in his past relationships, all of which I have witnessed. And he's a con artist who has haggled money out of businesses and people to whom he never actually gave the photos he promised. Stop enabling this human dumpster fire with your business or your likes. Thank you. A friend of 7 years. That's just sad. That's sad that someone who believes in your work and believes in what you do completely goes behind your back and fucking destroys everything. Here's another one from Chelsea. I haven't spoken to Adam Chin since October. Cutting ties with him was one of the best things I did for myself. It's always hard for me to explain exactly what kind of person he is to those that ask, but I've never had such a toxic person ever in my life. He's the type of person that will tell you what you want to hear to get under your skin, make you feel special, target those that are up and coming or have potential, and then manipulate them. Tell you how talented you are, how you're better than him, how he sees you getting big. Seems like he has a few go-to phrases like, I could sit here and compliment you all night. Player much? He'll do favors because he's such a good friend, then proceed to hold those favors over your head to get you to do what he wants. He talks about how influential he is and how many amazing connections he has. He talks about how successful he is, which who really knows the truth anymore. Throws cash around and pays you for you to try and make you feel like you owe him. Says how he can make you successful too. How you can help each other out. He is consistently pointing the conversation to himself. He's good at talking by the way. Loves to talk his way out of stuff. Loves to paint a pretty picture. Loves to leave details out and makes himself look better. He's also a compulsive liar, an extreme narcissist. I mean, the Adam Chin, please. Just continued. The longer I was friends with him, the more I saw, more lies I caught him in. He will often say he is just joking and to relax, when your reaction isn't what he hoped or if you get appropriately insulted or defensive. When he hints at romance or sexual relations with you, or even when he moves to get slightly physical, trying to hold your hand or otherwise invading personal space. This way on consistently claiming he's just joking and you're overreacting, unfortunately, often excuses him from his grotesque remarks, his overstepping of lines, and his predatory type behavior. Further, he completely fabricated many friendships to me with prominent people to make himself look more influential. Told me he was friends with XYZ, who later became friends with me, to tell me that they never met Adam in person. Never even responded to the many messages Adam tried to send. Not once, but multiple times did that happen. No one should work with him or encourage his behavior. He chews women up and spits them out, one after another. Each and every one is the next big thing. He just leeches off of your passion and your hope. Tries to get what he can from you. No matter how many times I rejected him or tried to tell him he made me uncomfortable, or I just wanted to be friends with him or just want to be friends, he would chill out for a little only to cross the line again a couple weeks later. A dozen plus people have confirmed with me similar experiences. It's disgusting. He was so obsessed with me, it was like a controlling boyfriend at most. Text me nonstop and give me issues when I didn't respond timely or spend time with other people. I couldn't go to New York and make my own plans because if I wasn't spending time with him, it was a problem and he'd get mad. I felt so suffocated, and it couldn't be me. I started to recognize the ugly side of his personality. And it got to the point where I didn't even believe myself when I defended him about being a blacklist photographer. He gave me a bunch of bullshit reasons he was on the list, but I get it now. He has an asterisk next to your name for a reason, aka many women have had issues with you, and I will admit I'm also one of them. These hurt to read because all of these women are put in such shitty situations with this guy, and somehow people enabled him. People still let him do this. And here's one from one of Adam's ex-girlfriends. Hi, I'm Adam's ex-girlfriend, the one he took the camera from in the first place and used it to trick me into thinking he shared the same passions as I did. He took my passion from me and much other things and pretty much destroyed me mentally and physically. I just wanted to say thank you for doing what no one else did while I was still with him, blindly ignoring the red flags / afraid to leave for what he would do to me. Only took him threatening my puppy and my family, telling him to stay away from me, to finally get free of him. Just thank you so much love. And this screenshot was again from Laura Turner's Instagram story over the last 24 to 48 hours that this has been going on. So thank you, Laura. I don't think you understand how big of an impact you and some of the other girls in the community have been, because you're giving these females, these models, these human beings a voice that felt that they couldn't even have a voice just because of how manipulative this asshole was to them. So again, thank you so much for just what you're doing for the community as a whole, and keep doing you. Thank you for letting me use all of this from your story and everything else that you've gathered for me to make this video. It wouldn't have been possible without you. Now, I could keep going on and on and on through all these screenshots, as there's hundreds of DMs, hundreds of messages across all of these different accounts speaking out about Adam Chin. Now, I could keep going on and on, reading through all these DMs, reading through all these screenshots, but there are other people in the community that I do want to give a voice to. There's a video from Kat, and there's also a video from Sarah that I'm gonna throw up, and here's what they have to say.
I just have a few things to say about our recent, add to the list of male photographers who has been creepy and inappropriate and has harassed female models. His Instagram name is at BANADAMCHIN. He's disabled comments. His Twitter is deleted. Shit's all on Twitter. Everyone's talking about it on Instagram. The reason we need to talk about this and why I want to say something is that, no, I don't personally know him. I have not met him, but I know him. I know so many dudes like this. And I hate to say, oh, it's just dudes, but in the photography model relationship, I'm sorry, but it's male photographers being shitty and just fucking uncomfortably, painfully awful to women. Offering to trade sexual acts for a form of payment to make a young, impressionable model famous, that you're gonna get her famous when the only reason people follow your Instagram is because you're posting pictures of hot girls that you have probably harassed and taken advantage of. That's not okay. That's not okay. And this may have started with one person sharing their story, but why the fuck are we just gonna instinctively not believe the one woman who originally comes out and shares their experience? That's fucking hard to do. I can't imagine what that's like. I can't. So now that there's 10 plus other people talking about this, that they've been in similar scenarios with him, the fact that there are people who probably still shoot with him and are friends with him and will defend him because they don't know him like that, it's a touchy subject. It is. I fucking get it.
Pretty much, if you don't know what's going on, there's been a photographer in the area on the East Coast, pretty decent name, has been outed as being extremely abusive, extremely manipulative, and just, not even just models, but with friends, and kind of with girls wanting to model, offering, to get them famous, to get them likes, popularity, whatever, in exchange for sexual favors, in exchange for hitting on them, asking them on dates. And just seeing how many people have come forward is absolutely just disgusting, that this person could do this so many times and not realize that it's awful. And I'm really glad that there are people, like Laura, like Chelsea, and Julia, Lily, all these girls that are sharing everyone else's stories about this guy, because it's so tough already to speak out about something, let alone you have this guy who has a huge influence or whatever, or a huge following, and you don't know if he's threatening or anything, but I'm so thankful that these stories are getting out, because it really paints the entire picture, instead of just being oh, well, his work's good, whatever. No, you're seeing this as, this man using this platform, using photography, using a camera, using a following to manipulate these people and to make this place, to make this community not safe for people.
Bottom of the line, none of this is okay. The main thing that I want to get out of this video, for those of you that are still watching, thanks for just sticking around for this long. It doesn't matter if you have 10, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, a million followers online. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter what you do. You have to be held accountable. You can't be going around the community doing this shit. You don't see these Vogue photographers going out and sleeping with the models that they shoot with, asking them for favors, asking them for blowjobs in exchange for payment. There's a reason why you don't see it, and it's because they're genuine human beings who actually care about the model. They're not trying to take them in and spit them out worse than they were before. That's just not how it works. The second thing is, for anyone out there, again, I don't care how many followers you have a voice. We're halfway through 2019. There's ways to get out there. So I I don't want anyone out there feeling like they can't say anything just because the person that they shot with or the person that they engage with, I'm not even limiting this to the creative community, just in general, if someone does something that doesn't reflect, you know, positively on the community, speak out about it, DM someone, just talk about it. There's only so much that, you know, one person can do, but if you reach out and ask for help, someone's going to be there for you. That's what's beautiful about this community, is that we can all come together and flesh out the bad, but it only works if we come together as a community. It doesn't work for just one person. You need people by your side to help you. And I don't want this to be just a whole rant on my end. If you've had any similar experiences with any other photographers, anyone else, just anyone else in general, I'd like to hear it in the comments below. I'd like to discuss about it. I'd like to be here just to talk if you need that. And for everyone that I mentioned in this video, please go and visit them in the links in the description. Go to their Instagram, give them a follow, and just tell them thank you for what they're doing. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have been able to make this video. So thank you, Laura Turner, for providing pretty much 90% of what I used in this video. You're a true hero. Thank you for sticking up. Thank you for putting a voice out there, for giving these people a voice that didn't feel as if they didn't have a voice. Just thank you for what you're doing. You are a true hero in a lot of people's eyes. Anyways, thanks for watching this long rant. I really want to post other videos on this channel. I've been working on other things. I had to stop what I was doing to make this video discussing just this really shitty situation. Anyways, thank you for watching. Subscribe, drop a like, drop a comment like I said before, and please visit those links in the description for everyone that I have mentioned in this video. Other than that, I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you.